Have you ever watched a group of people the moment someone walks in who doesn't quite fit? You can feel it. Nobody has to say anything. The energy shifts. The eyes move. The conversations get a little quieter. And somehow, without a single word, the group has already made a decision about that person. We are really good at knowing when someone is off, when someone doesn't match, when someone doesn't belong. And I've been thinking about that a lot. Because we say we want unity. We say we want to accept people. We say everyone is welcome. But do we actually mean that? Or do we only mean everyone who is like us is welcome? I want to talk about something that most people won't admit out loud. We don't actually want unity. We want agreement. We want the people around us to think like us, to believe what we believe, to root for the same team, to vote the same way, to sit at the same table, and never make things uncomfortable. And look, I get it. It's human. But the question I keep asking myself is, when does "I like people who are like me" turn into something that actually hurts people? I've learned to accept the oddballs, the person who talks too much, the one who doesn't read the room, the one who means well but keeps saying the wrong thing at the wrong time. And when people ask me why I give them a pass, why I still sit with them, still talk to them, still treat them like they belong, I tell them the same thing every time. We all have flaws. Some are just more hidden than others. Carl Jung said it this way: everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Think about that. The thing that bothers you most about that person, it might be showing you something you haven't looked at in yourself yet. The loud one might be showing you where you're afraid to speak. The awkward one might be showing you where you're afraid to be seen. The one who doesn't fit might be showing you how badly you need to feel like you do. Here's the thing about people. We are wired to find our tribe. Politics, religion, sports, the neighborhood you grew up in, the music you listened to at 16. We find our people, and we hold on. And there's nothing wrong with that. Belonging is one of the deepest things a person can feel. But somewhere along the way, belonging to something starts to mean pushing other things out. You don't just love your team. You start to dislike the other team. You don't just believe your beliefs. You start to distrust people who don't. You don't just have your circle. You start to close the circle. And it happens slowly. So slowly that most people never notice it happening. A disagreement is just a disagreement. Until it isn't. Until it sits in the back of your mind. Until it turns into a story you keep telling yourself about who that person really is. Until it becomes resentment. And resentment is quiet. It doesn't always show up loud. Sometimes it looks like going cold. Sometimes it looks like pulling back. Sometimes it looks like building a wall and calling it boundaries. And I think some people don't even know they're doing it. Someone says something that doesn't sit right. A comment, an opinion, a joke. And that person moves on. They forgot they even said it. But you're still carrying it. Still feeling a certain way. Still letting it color how you see them. That's the part nobody talks about. How much we hold. How much we carry. How often we get hurt by things people didn't even know they did to us. There's this idea that if you surround yourself with the wrong people, it pulls you down. And I believe that. Not just in the practical way like bad habits spreading or bad decisions rubbing off, but spiritually, energetically. The people closest to you shape what feels normal to you, what feels possible, what feels like too much to ask for. So yes, who you keep around matters. But here's where I want to slow down. Because sometimes, that idea gets used as a reason to cut off anyone who challenges you. Anyone who thinks differently. Anyone who makes you uncomfortable. And I think that's dangerous. Because there's a difference between someone who drains you and someone who just doesn't see the world the way you do. One might actually be worth keeping. We've built these walls, these little barricades in our heads, where our beliefs live, where our people live. And anything that comes from outside those walls gets treated like a threat, not a different opinion. A threat. And I think that's where things break down. Because the moment someone's idea feels like a personal attack, The moment you can't separate what someone thinks from who they are, you stop being able to actually hear them. You stop being able to learn anything new. You stop growing, and you don't even notice because from inside the wall, everything looks fine. Everything looks safe. Everything looks right. Here's what I keep coming back to. Everyone is looking for acceptance. Every single person. The oddball who doesn't fit in. The one who says the wrong thing. The one who believes something different. The one who makes the room shift just by walking into it. All of them looking for the same thing you are. To be seen. To belong. To not have to hide the parts of themselves that don't quite fit. We say we want unity, but unity built around agreement isn't really unity. It's just a bigger version of the same wall. Real unity would mean sitting with someone who sees things differently and choosing to stay anyway. Not because you agree, not because it's comfortable, but because you understand that their flaws are not so different from yours. They're just less hidden.